SCWIST is networking. SCWIST is confidence booster. SCWIST is professional development. SCWIST is opportunity. And SCWIST is friendship forever. I joined SCWIST in 2018. Before sharing my story of how I joined SCWIST, let me go a few years back. During the 90s, I chose to be a full-time stay-at-home mom. Since then and until 2013, my primary focus was raising my family. But I had a plan to restart my career in a few years. So in 2013, when my youngest started high school, I decided to get back to work. And instead of going back to find a career based on my previous education and experience, that was chemistry, my children inspired me to study technology. So in 2013, I joined SFU for a degree in interactive arts and technology. And due to my personal interest in business, I also completed a second degree in Canada, and that was MBA. And in 2018, I completed my MBA. And after completing MBA, I thought I am fully prepared to get a management position where I can use my, ideally, I can use my chemistry background and recently learned skills during undergrad in arts and technology. And on top of that, I have a business degree. So there will be a job for me. But it was a no, because I joined an organization. Meanwhile, in that time, I joined an organization to learn employment skills. And I immediately realized that there was one piece missing. And that missing piece was the lack of local workplace experience. Especially, I didn't have examples from local and recent experience about which I could talk about, like in job interviews. For example, interviewers ask, how do you resolve a conflict with a coworker? Or they ask that, tell an example when you took an initiative to take a challenge. So I didn't have answers for these. And this was the point when I thought about something like SCWIST. So SCWIST comes in. And I was looking for volunteer work where I can have a real experience of working on projects, working in teams, and how organizations operate their businesses. And so this was the time. So now I need to choose an organization to volunteer with. And for that, I visualized an ideal place where I want to work. And for that, I put 3 words in Google search bar, and those 3 words were from my passion. So these words were science, women, and immigrant. Science, because that was my passion since childhood. Women, because I always want to work for women and I want to work with women. And immigrant, because I am an immigrant for 2 times. So with these 3 key words, SCWIST came up as a top search result, and that was my destination. This is how I applied for a volunteer position with SCWIST, and I joined SCWIST as an interim secretary first. And then I got the portfolio of membership portfolio I got. And then in 2020, I got leadership director portfolio. In the secretary role, the main responsibility was that I was the main point of contact for all board members. I used to run board meetings, do the documentation, and at the end of years, organizing AGM. And in the director membership role, I promoted SCWIST in the events and invited attendees of the events to join SCWIST. And also I upgraded the documents such as privacy policy and volunteer code of conduct. And during membership role, there was a significant increase in membership. It was about 30% increase. And in the director leadership role, I managed volunteers. Heidi, the former board director, initiated the recruitment process. She developed a recruitment process for the volunteers, and I continued with that, and I upgraded it and streamlined. And under this process, in 1 year, we recruited, we filled over 30 positions. No, we posted, we advertised 30 positions, and about 100 people applied for those positions. And we have 10 board directors and 10 committees, and all those 10 committees were staffed with 75 volunteers. And the process was streamlined, and it was very beneficial for volunteers because they were able to have an experience in a certain role that could be helpful for their job search. My biggest accomplishments during my several roles with SCWIST board are, so number one was the organizing the first ever virtual STEM job fair. And the second one is distribution of digital literacy scholarships. So we organized the virtual STEM job fair, and we had a revenue of about $15,000. And also over 300 job seekers attended this job fair, and we had 14 employers from STEM industries and few other employers from non-profit sectors. And 2 panel discussions and 3 workshops were part of the event. So this was a huge event. And in addition, we also provided one-on-one resume advising to 25 attendees. So it was a huge event, and it was a great success. It was our first effort to do this job fair online. And another initiative that I took and I am proud of is distribution of digital literacy scholarships. For these scholarships, we partnered with the Lighthouse Labs, and we provided 20,000 value of scholarships for 15 underrepresented groups of women, and 10,000 value scholarships for 5 immigrant women in STEM. And we had really great feedback from scholarship winners. One of the winner, she quoted that, "I am very grateful for the SCWIST scholarships to take a Lighthouse Lab course. This scholarship allowed me to explore other areas of the tech world that I wouldn't have been able to otherwise." And another winner says, "I'm very grateful for this opportunity as it allowed me to explore different career pathways, which I would not have done without the financial support from this program." And similarly, all the women, they gave really positive feedback. And one of them, she said, "I managed to land a job in product design after applying for this web development course. This program has greatly helped me in my current role. I am able to understand what the developers are talking about. And as a designer working alongside developers, this is extremely helpful." So these are a few accomplishments that I can state here. And besides that, I also created Volunteer of the Month Award for appreciating the continuous support of volunteers. And also we organized volunteer appreciation events. I wish SCWIST to grow east and west in all provinces of Canada and have international reach in next 5 years. And I also would like SCWIST to focus more on removing barriers So indigenous women, they have barriers. Immigrant women, they have barriers. Moms is another group who have barriers. So all those groups who have barriers to employment, I wish SCWIST have a program for them.